Hello and welcome to another episode of the Underhive Lore Keepers. This isn't an episode.
No, it's not an episode. It's a
I tricked you all straight away.
Yes.
That's right.
It's a thing.
Adepticon, baby.
Yes.
Lots of reveals.
Well, I think we need to announce that we're back. We're back with our specialist reveal show. Yay.
Yes.
Happy to have us back.
It was very hard for us to organise with Games Workshop and Adepticon and everyone to make this event happen today. But we've managed to pull the strings. We've called in a lot of favours. A lot of favours were called in for us. But we are here with another Adepticon reveal breakdown. Here's hoping we can remember to do these next time there's a reveal and not just forget for 6 months.
Yeah, we'll say it's forgetting. Yeah, that's it. Not just other things getting in the way.
Not getting distracted by blinking lights.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Adepticon reveals have been, to put it mildly, ridiculous.
Buddy.
And they warm the cockles of my heart, and I cannot wait to get involved and gasbag about all the new stuff. But first things first. The soldiers of the Imperial Guard are the bulwark of our beloved Imperium, without whose glorious labours in service of the divine Emperor of mankind, the galaxy would fall to the depredations of countless alien races, myriad foes of humanity. That is from the Imperial Minotaurium Manual.
I have just here the Imperial Infantryman's Uplifting Primer and the Imperial Minotaurium Manual.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. It just needed to be said. Mind you, I don't know what that has to do with the Adepticon reveals, but, you know, it might have something. We'll see.
It works. Yeah. It works. Now, before we do get into this, we need to make it very, very clear that in the lead up to Adepticon, Nathan and I were having almost daily arguments as to the existence of the Steel Legion, especially with Games Workshop throwing us some curveballs and basically saying, you're not getting Steel Legion. Only for Games Workshop to say, Steel Legion are coming. They're about 2 years away, though. So technically, we are both right.
Yes.
There were no Catachan, though. I will eat that one.
Do you know, I am blown away by that. I actually thought it felt like Catachan coming to Armageddon would make sense. Catachan, the Armageddon all counters like made from the old Catachan kit and so forth. So it really sort of you thought it was sort of set up, but I don't know. I think I still feel within my heart of hearts it's coming, but we've already got such a swathe of releases now that it's no yes, I respect the fact that Steel Legion are coming, but I still think I'm right, and we have been given just a bountiful blessing.
Well, why don't we get it started with the first reveal we had there? And it is ironic that it is about Armageddon, because Armageddon over there and smashing some humies is definitely something that can be attributed to this man, was Daka GutsmeK. Oh, buddy.
What do the kids say?
Look at it.
He's had a glow up. He has most certainly had a glow up.
This is his first miniature. Like, he's always been around in the lore. He's always had... He's always had, stories about him and that. Oh, amazing artwork. But this is his first miniature. And, he will never need another one. Because look at it.
So, and myself and Sam did talk about this a little bit earlier, but what's your favourite bit of the miniature?
If I'm being super honest, can I say the booster rocket and the smoke, the dust coming from that? That
absolutely
is phenomenal.
Absolutely, I totally agree. And I'm sort of off kilter with you as well. It's the base that gets me, because the base just gives this model so much movement. it just and it's something that I've talked about on the podcast before about like the what the base can do is set the environment for your miniature, and to think that you get all of that in the box to be able to just basically build a base and a really dynamic and scenic base. And yes, it's probably going to be joked at as a bit of a tactical rock, but it is the most perfect tactical rock. It's brilliant. It just makes me feel like he's just careening through the terrain.
Yes,
wonderful,
absolutely.
wonderful design.
Like, and he's got his little grot hanging onto the back, because let's be honest, if that little fella lets go, he is in a bad way. But the ammo, he's got that enormous Gatling gun. Everything about this. Did he not? Was it Wozdak GutsmeK who crashed his bike through the skull of a Titan?
It was, from my understanding. Yeah, I think it was a Warlord Titan.
Yeah, and he has the Primus and the Moderati skulls on the back there. Like,
does he really?
Is it because it's either like those ones there, some of those humans, or these ones here. Some of them, I believe, are the skulls of the Titan command crew.
Right. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I am noticing the one giant splash of colour on the banner pole though, which is representations of the Sons of Dawn.
And let's just say, well played, Wozdak. You picked a shiny one, mate. When we here at the Underhive Lawkeepers salute you.
Yeah. Even he's saying in his own hawkish tongue, boo. But I did notice in that second picture that they've taken away the jet booster thing, and so you can actually get to see the engine, which is I think that's absolutely fantastic as well. I
hadn't noticed that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was sort of looking for the jet booster thing. I was like, hey, hang on, where's it actually got to? But there's so much goodness about this miniature in terms of the movement, in terms of the little details that we're highlighting now. But I really also love the iconography on the jacket, the Evil Sons or Speed Freaks logo. It just, I don't know, it makes him look like just a bit of a bikie, which is obviously what he's supposed to look like. But they've just executed it so well. I'm wildly impressed with this miniature. There's very little on it. But I do have to ask, what do you think the little grot is doing? Do you think he's just holding on for dear life?
No,
he's a mechanic.
I'm pretty sure he I think he might be the monkeys on the organ grinders.
Yeah.
I think he might be organ grinding out the ammunition.
That's what I thought too. So I want to be able to see this miniature in a bit more depth and detail once it's released. But I have a feeling he's just up and crank the ammo out, which I think is cool.
And they have announced the name of the particular band of speed freaks that he is leading on Armageddon. The Sons of Anarchy.
This one's for the internet. Boo, Sam, boo. That was good. No, that was very good. I thought it was pretty good. I quite like that.
Let's step away from something green and instead let's look at something mean.
Something glorious.
The big bad of the Steel Legion himself. What? The old man of Armageddon. Oh, it's Yarrick, baby.
Of the Steel Legion. Righto. Okay, I think you just want to mention Steel Legion as many times as you can. Yarrick's always led my Valhallans, so I see him as the boss of my Valhallans.
No, that's his cousin Yurikovich. Well-known Valhallan
old man
Commissar.
Commissar Yarrick. I like it. It's great.
Old Borshai, they call him.
And the claw is just a stack of strapped together vodka bottles. Perfect.
No, it'd be what is it? what do they call like the fortified wine in 40k?
Oh,
Amasec.
yeah.
It's Amasec bottles.
Yeah, Amasec bottles just all strapped together. It's like, are you really a commissar? No questions, bullet.
Clinky, clinky, clinky.
No, anyway, we're distracting from this miniature. This miniature, we've seen it, it's been out for about a week now or so?
About a week or so, yeah.
Mate, and that intro video they did for him.
Oh my God.
If you do not
12
love
out
the
of
guard,
10.
12, exactly, yeah. If you didn't love the guard, this miniature, that video, that will make you want to sign up to the local recruiting office. Put me on the front lines against Hive Fleet, whatever. I'm bringing the Emperor's Wrath for 16.2 seconds.
Oh, but just... And a lot of people did meet with this model negatively, and I genuinely don't understand why. One of the main complaints I saw was it's just a rehash on an old model, an old pose. And you know what? Yes, you are absolutely right. It is. And it has dialed everything up to 11. The detail on the armor, the gauntness of his cheeks. Like we thought he was dead. We don't know where he's been.
Yeah,
so he's obviously, let's be honest, been through some crap.
Yeah.
And he's come back somehow angrier. Like even Angron is looking at this just being like, Nope. I am fearful of an old man in a young man's profession, and he is the oldest.
I like that. That's very good. Angron's just like, buddy, you need to chill. Like, what's the matter with you? I don't understand the negativity towards the miniature either. I think it's perfectly fine to update miniatures, and even if it's just bringing it up to the contemporary standards, and that needs to be accepted. I've been in this hobby for going
84 years.
Yeah, feels like it sometimes. Going on 30-odd years. And I'm fine when miniatures get updated. Even if it's just like, we're keeping the old pose. I think everything about the old metal miniature was great. It just needed to be modernised. It just needed to bring up in scale and, just clean up the edges and just make everything look a bit like fancier and flashier and so forth. And I think they've captured this miniature beautifully. Without taking anything away from it, though, I just really want the chess piece. Like, I think that's just a beautiful looking chess piece for anything Imperial related, anything Imperium-esque or adjacent. You just want to put it. I don't know. It's just, there's something about it so imposing and so threatening. I actually can't wait to get my hands on this mini.
Yeah, all I'm going to say, swap the head out for something a little more ostentatious, and you have one hell of a fallen noble for Necromunda. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah.
Stormbolter, Power Claw, like maybe a House Grime. Absolutely. Oh. Imagine this guy, like, just scrolling back the image there. Imagine that guy with some beautiful big, like, just obviously not a military cap, but something more noble, and rough him up a little bit, maybe fray out some of the greatcoat, and him and his exiled brethren have been hunting around the skull.
Now you got me.
Yeah,
because
House
I was
Grime
thinking
militia based around the skull.
I was thinking something like a Goliath. Something like the corpse grinders, like the bone saw type thing. Put that on his arm instead. You know what I mean? Just sort of like really bring it to that Necromunda feel. But
yes.
I see no fault in this miniature, and this is a leader of an army. You can see it. This is this is the iron hand of the Imperium coming down and taking forward.
The Iron Claw.
The Iron Claw, yes. Taking forward the Cadians, the Death Corps, and what we are to believe. I'll believe it when I see it, that the Steel Legion are coming.
Well, our boy Yarrick ain't doing it by himself. And this next character came with a very interesting introduction. Now, She is a... How do I put it? She is a staunch believer in fear when it comes to the Commissariat. In fact, this gal is by the name of Commissar Fenia Graves. And I love this because where Yarrick is inspiring and beloved by his men, Commissar Fenia Graves is uncompromising and feared. A staunch traditionalist who epitomizes the reputation of the Officio Prefectus as brutal and direct in their judgment. Graves believes that ironclad discipline is the only thing holding back the complete destruction of the Imperium. Her dictates are enforced at the end of a bolt pistol, be it on the front line or in the war room, or I'm assuming in the shower, or maybe someone's just sitting on the couch after a long day. Someone's sitting down to lunch, and you didn't chew that enough, officer. That's how you get indigestion.
Exactly. I'll help you.
This is insane.
Yeah.
This is insane. Look at that.
But
Look
I think,
at it.
For me, Sam, it's out of left field. That's what I love so much about it. I think out of all the musings and the hopes of what we would get in this release, I don't think anybody came up with the Commissar with, and we'll circle back to this, Officio Prefectus retinue and a brand new vehicle.
Yes.
As one release. I don't think anybody had that on their bingo card, because this thing is just perfect in every sense of the word in regard to that really over-the-top, really dogmatic is also way of what the Imperium is about. This miniature shows it all. Like, they're driving around the battlefield, banners waving, just to, as an inspiring presence for all on the battlefield. And it's just, and I'll touch on it slightly here. The vehicle that she's driving she's mounted on, is a Centaur, which is the brand new transport that we have. But what I love about this vehicle is it is so very different from the base version of it. And that is something that hasn't always happened with kits. It's kind of like, this person's, on a bike or a land speeder or on a tank, and it's basically the same thing, just maybe with a character now different or something. Whereas there's so many different elements to what's going on here. The whole, like the basic design is the same, but everything else is so different. The front sort of like bull bar, dozer blade, Imperial Justice ramming bit is very different to the other vehicle. The twin-headed eagles on the front, I'm not going to say I'm in love, but I know what this feeling is, and it feels like love. That double-headed eagle,
If it comes down to the family that I love and cherish and getting one of these in real life, I definitely want mine with the brass trim.
Exactly.
But you can tell this woman is a nut job, because she is telling them to crash into the side of that orc buggy so she can run down the front of this truck and stab someone with her sword.
Yeah, yep.
I 110%. Love this. Look, like the scions in the back, if we go.
Do you think they're scions?
They look like scions to me. Like, their Officio Prefectus retinue, I'm guessing they are going to be scions, or at least Tempestus,
something
like Militarum Tempestus of some description.
Yeah, I don't want to see them as scions. I want to see them as something new, like something that the Officio Prefectus would send out to act as a bodyguard.
Yeah, but there is so much in this kit. There's obviously the truck, the Centaur. There's her up top with the sword. Then there's the retinue in the back. And just in case you actually can make her run down the front of the truck and stab someone with her sword, she has an on-foot model as well that comes in the kit. It's like the old Baneblade where you always got the tank commander, and that just happened to be an officer in everyone's Imperial Guard army. I love this. I love this. Everything about this is a huge win for me.
Yeah, and I think there's a couple of elements in this that are really sort of like hallmarks of, yes, we're starting to see some beautiful design for the Imperial Guard and also for the Officer Perfectus, in the sense that really starting to stamp a real sense of individuality to it. And one is the sort of assistant officer in the back.
The old fella?
Oh, yeah, the old geezer. Just looking out, and he just looks so arrogant and like unimpressed with what's happening on the battlefield. And just like, okay, Commissar, you have a yell, and I'm gonna direct us to where you need to be yelling the most, because there are some malingerers and some layabouts hanging out on this battlefield. I think the other thing for me, and it's just such a small detail, but I love it so much, it's the pennants on the side of the vehicle.
Yeah.
And it's almost like her personal iconography or personal heraldry, whatever it is. And it's that smaller pennant under the main banner as well that is reflective of those. Those kind of things begin to really say that, you know, humanity and the Imperial Guard aren't just the second place show to the Space Marines. This is, you know, we are here, and our banners and our traditions and everything like that really is as important as everything else that's going on. But this, I'm totally enamored with this. And also her Power Fist is one of the what is it? The
the previews?
Previews, what do they call them?
Yeah, it is.
I've forgotten the name.
I think that's the one everyone thought was going to be a Catachan.
That's right, yeah. So that's crossed off the list now. So, which is a bit.
I love that.
A bit sad, but yeah. Anyway, we could talk about this miniature for a lot longer, I think. So
yeah, and I'm definitely going to be getting at least one of these for my Paladin Forces and the Bad Donut Forces. Like, come on, buddy.
I know. As soon as I saw that the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, mate, that is like not just the Paladin Forces, the Palanites who work directly for Helmor with the disintegrator guns and
dude, and literally any of the any sort of a connection to nobility or anything like that, this is the vehicle you want. This isn't just some crappy ash waste throw together. This is a thing that has been bought, built, put together, designed to get a job done.
Yeah.
And like, imagine that with the Enforcer captains, or, you know, you replaced them with the Haunts, but like the Palanite Companions, like you said, imagine them with the disintegrator guns just leaning out over the back there. That is, I love it.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So I guess, our next miniature, though, is
something a little different.
Yeah, I was going to say, this Inquisitor came out of left field. This one was entirely built, constructed, designed in the left field, and is still probably there at the moment, because this is I think this is even beyond like your normal sort of 40k sci-fi. This is sci-fi. This is just like pure, like let the creative juices flow. Get me off the hook here. I'm just going to design something very sci-fi related, and that's what I see in this Inquisitor Croy. Yeah. Well, and we know nothing of him, so I'll just. There's a small little bit of information provided. As an accomplished member of the Ordo Xenos, Inquisitor Croy has more experience fighting orcs than almost anyone else on the planet, save Yarrick himself. His eccentric and flamboyant tendencies hide the cold heart of a deadly predator whose skills as a master huntsman have put an end to countless nightmarish beasts. So it's almost the impression that I'm getting is this is not an Inquisitor banding around with a large retinue or anything like that. This is me, my rifle, and my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 limbs.
Six legs and weird vestigial arms.
Yeah. So eight. Like it's a spider that got confused, is the way I see it. It probably has 8 eyes, actually. It's got 4 on one side, and we can't see the other side.
I believe it's 8 eyes, yeah. 8 or 10 eyes.
Yeah, a grossly confused spider. Okay.
Yeah.
It is...
A cool thing about the mount, they said it's the last one of the species. It's called a Garralisk, and it's the last one because he hunted it basically to extinction.
That is horrible. Like, respect for wiping out Xenos, yes, needs to be done. But that's also horrible. He's got the last one, and he's like, you know what? I'm not going to let you die. I'm going to ride you into battle, and you're going to love it.
Yep. I love the fact he's got the Conquistador-style helmet as well. Like, you mix that, the bandolier of ammunition, the baggage on there. Like, he could get onto this, like, murder horse and just traverse almost any sort of planet, any sort of wasteland, and he's ready for the situation. Like, there are so many weapons on that guy. Like, check this out. All the different, the bags, there's multiple guns, swords, knives, like pistols. It's beautiful. I love the armor. I love the rifle. I love the setup. Everything about this guy is just phenomenal. The 2 different heads of the horse, one with the like horse. Gas mask sort of thing, and the other just showing the, like, basically I'm calling the first face option the dentist's nightmare.
And the second one is the Krieg standard issue. Just went to Krieg, give me one of them, make sure it's got 8 eyes on it. I love this miniature for the fact that we see a lot of, like, over-the-top Imperial kind of, I guess, aesthetic to it, whilst also really, really delving into some of those weirder, sort of exotic-looking designs of the Xenos. So I'm assuming that rifle has to be Xenos of some make.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, it's too weird to be anything Imperial.
It's a Jindari Tox Cycler.
Right, yes. There we go. And then you couple that with the nature of the beast and so forth. So it's a really sort of, I think, you know, when we talk about Xenos Inquisitors and we see them coupled up against, I guess, other Inquisitors, you want to see a bit more sort of dabbling in the Xenos to really prove of who and what they are. And this miniature just shows it in droves. It makes up for any other, you know, hard-nosed, hard-lined Inquisitor. This guy just pushes it over the edge in saying that, give me alien stuff to kill the aliens, and I will embrace every bit of it. So it's going to be interesting to see if there's more lore for him, which I imagine there will be, and also how he's going to work in with, I guess, either the Imperial Guard or the agents of the Imperium. So
he's agent of the Imperium, I believe.
Oh, I imagine he would be, but like how he's going to get incorporated within the greater, wider armies of the Imperium.
Mainly just saying, get out of my way, I'm going to try and shoot that Kroot.
He's got that tattoo.
I'm a very tolerant fella until they're in the crosshairs. Now, going from someone who's somewhat tolerant to kind of a plucky young gal who I don't think would be tolerant of much, we have a brand new Adeptus Sororitas Dogmata Superior by the name of Intransia Frey. So, first things first, this is a gal who looked at Inquisitor Karamazov and was just like, listen, I like what you're doing, but can I add twin heavy bolters that have melters attached to them?
No, I think they're flamers.
Are you cool with this? Are they flamers?
They are flamers, yes. They're definitely flamers. They're not melters. But
well, even worse. I'm going to strap some flamers to heavy bolters and have one on either side. I'm going to be so deaf by the end of our first conflict. The Throne of Blame is what her mount is called.
I love the name of that. It is so good. I don't know. It just feels so Sister of Battle-y, doesn't it? It's the Throne of Blame, and I assume that blame is not about blaming Xenos or Chaos Worshippers. It's about blaming everybody. You know, you're a battle sister who's gone a little stray. Throne of Blame comes and kicks you in the face. Yes.
Oh, no, literally. Atop her armoured walking platform, the Throne of Blame, she singles out particularly repugnant foes for her hatred, spurring her battle sisters into acts of righteous violence. Her zealous intolerance extends to any sign of weakness, even from her own congregation, who routinely find themselves consigned to the torturous mortifier engines that she leads into battle in great numbers. So what's that? You blinked one too many times while reciting the prayer of rearming? Guess what? Bad day for you.
Yeah, bad day for you. She's got the manacles on the back all ready to go, just like lock. I will say that you did miss, and I only just recently picked it up, one set of weapons that she has. She got the little missiles underneath her platform.
Oh, she does.
Yeah, just these tiny little... They're sneaky ones. You're like, I've dodged the heavy bolter. I avoided the flamethrower. I'm coming to get missile to the face. Gotcha.
Hey, under her right foot, so on the left side of there, you see next to the missiles that skull there?
Yep.
Someone killed Yarrick again.
And somebody who was impersonating Yarrick, but terribly, was the other one. Yeah. And got killed. And they got killed for impersonating Yarrick terribly.
But she looks even more... She's got an enormous staff mace. She's just pointing at someone who's offended her. I love it. It's got the creepy cherub servitor. Yep. This, once again, perfect.
She's definitely pointing at somebody to say, can you hear? Because I cannot. I am deaf. Are you deaf? You there, are you deaf?
Can you repeat whatever it was you said?
Yeah. And they don't hear her because they're deaf, so Throne of Blame, done. Put into some sort of torturous device. But no, it's again... I'm loving the idea of the miniatures that are coming. They're really just pushing the whole Imperial aesthetic, and it's really just send it over the top. Just go like crazy with it. Eventually, we might hit a point where it's too much, but who cares? Just keep aiming for that peak of the mountain. And I'm a big fan of all kind of walkers and platforms like this, so keep them coming. I reckon they're brilliant. I think it's what a lot of Imperials would see themselves walking around on, no matter if it was a bit, risky in the battlefield. They'd still be like, no, put me on top of that, so that everybody knows I'm a grand hero of the Imperium. Now, be quiet, you, because this is what it's about, baby. The Imperial Guard, the true heroes of the Imperium, the bulwarks, the absolute soul of 40k have got themselves 2 new brand spankers. 2 new beautiful vehicles. We've touched on one earlier with the Centaur Rapid Strike vehicle. Oh, mate. I think it's... I feel like, and I speak on behalf of all Guard players here, which I think is the most responsible thing to do, this is what we've all been waiting for. A transport vehicle that was not a Chimera, and probably not as heavily gunned up or as chunky as a Taurox. This is just about getting the boys to the front, dumping them out the back, saying, good luck. I'll fire my heavy stubber a few times, but just get out there and get them, son. So I am just joyful in my heart and soul about this vehicle.
Now, the downside being for all the Imperial Guard, Astra Militarum, whatever players you want to call yourselves, Necromunda players, we have dibs. We get them first. These things are beautiful. everything about this. Like, that's a great photo. It shows, like, you got the windows opening, you've got the bolt cutters, you've got different little bits of baggage, the tow ropes. But if we go into this second image here, like, once again, it's got even more. But the two guardsmen in the back there, one firing through the viewing port, the other one just hanging on. It looks like he's got a grenade or possibly a can of Caryatid blue in his hand there. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. But no, it's phenomenal. Like, I think they're based on the US M5 half tracks.
M3. Yeah.
M3? Okay. Yeah. Based on the US M3 half tracks then. I love these things, and it just makes so much sense that, especially on a place like Armageddon, where obviously it's a constant war zone, but it's going to be producing local vehicles. Yeah. It would have been producing these vehicles possibly for 1,000 years, 2,000 years, because we know there are all these other vehicles. There are civilian vehicles. There are, rear-end vehicles that aren't necessarily being used on the battlefields as widely as the Chimera or the Lehman Russ. You're actually able to see something like the Centaur. You look at it and just go, that makes sense. And the different design cues, like you said, it throws back to the Taurox. You can see elements from the Ridge Runner and the Goliath, the Goliath rock grinder, and that you can see different elements. Those tracks look like the tracks from the Orc truck. So that's where the Orcs have been getting their tracks from. Like, these things have obviously been around. Yeah. I love it. Right. I love the sandbags or tarps there, sort of in front of the crew compartment. Yeah, this is brilliant. Once again, I'm going to need a couple of these.
So I'm going to go through a few details that have warmed the cockles of my heart. So from that image we have there, I'll need you to switch back to the previous one. There's two things.
Previous one?
No. We can go start with the previous one. Okay. So this one here, it has a little goodie bag just near the driver's door, and like a little satchel bag. But next to that is a fuel cap.
Yeah,
just beautiful. I don't know when I've seen a fuel cap so blatant and obvious on a vehicle in 40K. It's like, yes, absolutely, put it there. Wonderful detail, and just the actual extra cabling at the front of the vehicle, mate. Yeah, I'm in love. Yeah. I'm in love with that little bag. The next image, there are two things on here that are just working for me absolutely. One, it's got a tow hitch. We can tow something, baby. There's like, what are we going to put it to it? We don't know, but we can. Also, and I would love to see this become a standard within all, I guess, Cadian-centric kits going forward, is the helmet that the crewman is wearing. It's not like a normal infantryman's helmet. It's more like a vehicle crewman helmet, which is just beautiful.
It's got speed holes.
It's got speed holes, yes. It's got just cool me down, baby, because it's not there to protect me from shooting. It's there to just protect me from a little bit of, I think it's called spalling or whatever, when the vehicle and the things fragment inside a vehicle. So there are already some details, and that's just in the base image that we're seeing. I can't wait to see the frame. Like when the Cadian stuff was released, and the artillery and the heavy weapons and all the rest of it, and then the Death Corps came along and their heavier field artillery and all that, the amount of extra bits and bobs on the frames, mate.
Yes.
Totally in love. Now, we'll move on to the next one. It is, again, another left field one. There was rumours of it, but I didn't think there was a place in the Guard Army for it, considering that the Hellhound kind of played that role of medium reconnaissance. But when you see this, you just go, oh yeah, of course. This is like absolutely, of course, this makes sense. It's the Hippogri AFV, which is just fantastic. And again, something so new that I'll just go straight into the little read for it, which is, when fire support is needed over long distances, Hippogriff armoured fighting vehicles provide ample firepower in a compact and mobile package that can keep up with the roaring tank columns. 6 wheels mounted on independent servo axles give them a good balance of speed and stability, while the turret can mount a flexible battle cannon, horde-shredding Castigar Gatling cannon, tank-destroying melt cannon, or bunker-busting las cannon. So you can take on any target. Mate, this is perfect. And again, not something that I saw coming. And it's another one of those kits I just want to just take it apart and have a look at all the bits and bobs and what's going on with it, because it's yeah, I am in love.
It reminds me of the Saladin armored car.
Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
It's very much sort of that sort of mixture of small, like reconnaissance tank, but, you know, not necessarily a heavy vehicle. I think one of the reasons the Saladin was so popular, because obviously it's just an armored car versus a tank, is basically anyone could drive it. It was a little bit easier to learn than a tank.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's no like trying to control tracks or anything. You just jump in, you just go, yeah, all right, I'll just take it to the shops. Everything I buy today is free. Yeah.
I believe it was what was it? The Steg 4 that was used by the during the Sabbath Worlds Crusade, I believe, like the Blood Pact used them. They were a light tank. They were basically...
you're right.
Yeah, this is what I've always pictured when I thought of the Steg 4. Especially when you look at this image here where it's got the different turret options. You know, it's basically an armoured car / tank. God damn... Get me a dozen of these, and I can make like 4 boxes of the blooded, and just a bunch of Cadian kits, and you just get some glue, throw those things together. You have a blood packed army, and now boom, you have Steg 4 tanks.
Yes,
done.
Yeah,
Dan Abbott planned this the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's you're probably going to see that a lot of blood pack armies coming because of this vehicle, because we're going to see rules that are going to be applicable now, that are going to make sense to what the Steg 4 would be like. But I really want to see what they envisage game-wise for that flexible battle cannon. That to me sounds really good.
I think it's going to be basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a rubber. So you can actually you don't have to twist the turret. The guy just like moves the barrel, and it can fire in any direction.
Just
so
like
it can be anti-air as well.
Yeah, you just whip it up or whip it to the side, shoot around corners. Yeah, absolutely.
Close combat weapon. That's how they do it.
And I do respect that we have the guy who's actually on the flexible battle cannon has decided my battle cannon and my heavy stubber are not enough. My last pistol needs to be added to the gun show.
Pistol's going to be the one to do it. The fella in the top turret picture there doesn't even have the gun. He's just going shooting that direction.
And he's also got one of the new helmets.
Yeah, he has one of the new tanker helmets.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of these are going to be available in the new Armageddon, The Return of Yarrick. So this is the the next expansion. It is sort of the campaign book coming out here. With the armored gauntlet and new detachments. That's a lot of rules. I'm not into rules, you all know this. But what I am into is Necromunda releases. And this next image is actually a mistitled Necromunda release. This is actually the House Grimes starter pack, where you get the Centaur, 2 Hippogriffs, a Rogel Dawn battle tank, and 10 Cadian shock troopers. Like, no, that is House Grime. I've seen this. These guys are heading to the gates of Secundus.
I was just about to say that. I can see this tearing down the road for Secundus. Absolutely, it's a perfect little battalion, man. Like honestly, I have a massive collection of Guard. but I don't have any of that stuff. Do you know what I mean? So
I need all of it.
Yeah, it screams to me like, yeah, just go get it. And I think it'll be a release day purchase for me, I think, because it's just going to add so much more fun Gribblies to my armies and things that I've never got to use before. How much fun's that going to be? And then obviously I'll paint them up as House Grime, and the appropriate nobles will be in the Rogel Dawn, and the appropriate peasants will be running around in the back of that centaur. So
love it.
I cannot wait.
Well, next up, I think we have. It is something else Imperial Guard related, but I'll take this one because I know you're not going to want to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't.
Terror on Devlan. Now, kill team, hey, we get it. You got teams you want to kill. That big mamma jamma right there. It is a very old friend of anyone who's been in 40k for a while. It is the Red Terror itself. God damn. Look at this thing. That thing is monstrous.
It is freaking huge. I will give that to it. It is absolutely massive, but it's interesting though. It's a kill team box, and what they've really done is gone. It's a kill team versus a monster, a terror, something from your nightmares. Yeah, it's a terrifying miniature, and it's a beautiful update to it as well. And again, another thing in terms of the movement on the base, it looks like it's coiled up, waiting to strike. It looks like it's constantly moving and slithering, which is just beautiful, beautiful execution.
Look at this one here.
Yep.
That on our right hand side there, the claw is smashed past that the pylon there, and it's taken some of the rock with it. The movement you're saying, the tail is smashing that statue off.
Which is Helmor.
It's definitely Gerontius Helmor.
If you can, flip back to the previous image, and you can sort of look at it. And as soon as I saw that today, I was just like, that's Gerontius. That is 100% him. Somebody's finally made a miniature of him. Yeah.
Done. Well, now I need to buy this box just so I can turn that into a Ronti Helmor statue. But yeah, I love this. I like gribbly beasts. I like this thing. It's a monster. You throw that thing into an Ash Waste game, use the Nemesis rules you get for all the monster rules for, I think, Book of Peril, and yeah, you can turn this into something heinous. But
can I just say one thing just before we move on to the actual kill team? The way that the armor around the face has been done, the chitin armor or whatever, is absolutely perfect, because its eyes are even armored. If you have a look at it, it's sort of that bone goes right down to where its mouth opens, and then I imagine if it closes its mouth, the way that it all segments together, it's basically fully protected the entire time until it opens its mouth. The thought of the design and the complexity of what they were trying to do there has just been executed so well. Absolutely brilliant. I'm not a massive Tyranid fan, but I can respect the thought that's been put into that, and the way
it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it just looks perfect. It's a really awesome looking Tyranid beast. But what's better than an awesome looking Tyranid beast? Just a bunch of hard nuts. Just guys and girls who've seen it all. They've done it all. They've seen 8 foot tall Space Marines, and they've said, yeah, righto, I could take that. They've seen a Titan and been like, well, it's got hydraulics. All we're going to do is knock out the hydraulics. These are the true heroes, the sons and daughters who have learnt their craft, taken bullets.
These genuinely, the first thing I thought of when I looked at these was they remind me of some of the images you see of like old school operators from the SAS or Navy SEALs, or like basically every movie from the 80s starring someone who ended up being in the Expendables. Like, look at that, just rocking around with the heavy stubber you're carrying there. That guy's got an eye patch. Like, just... but
it's the dirty mo. Go back to it. Look at the dirty mo.
It's the dirty mo. The dirty mo in the eye patch. He's basically a pirate. But, like, this one here, like, the Grenadier and the Field Medicator, like, those are the dynamic, the cloaks thrown over them. Yep. So this is Spectre Squad. Now, they are Cadians, and their big thing is light armor, camouflage cloaks, and basically just going in and killing the biggest, the baddest, the ugliest things they can find, and killing it hard. And I'm imagining the whole time puns as far as the eye can see. Like,
absolutely.
Like, for example, that heavy gunner is like, load up, and he's like, here's my load, fire. Like, it would just be horrific jokes, and every single one of them is just...
So stay with the loader and the gunner. So I'm just going to take it from a rules point of view for the moment. Yep. This is a separate loader and a separate gunner.
Yep.
This is circa 1995 Imperial Guard.
Oh, yeah. That's a heavy weapons team right there.
That's a heavy weapons team on two separate bases, man. Like... Is there going to be rules for that? Because if there is, please let it be covered. That will warm the absolute cockles of my heart. But I love also with the heavy weapons guy, he's also got a backup pistol as well.
Yeah.
It's not just about... Yeah. He's just like, I'll take him. No problem. And that, to me, the design of that weapon, it looks sort of like a recoilless rifle type design, but I don't know. Like... I want to see more of these miniatures. I want to see 360s. Show me 360s right now. Do it.
Even better, I can show you a Vox operator and a Vox relay beacon.
Yep.
Like, I love the rangefinder. Like the fact the beacon in classic Imperial form has some poor bugger's skull that is being... Is that Yarrick?
I think it might be Yarrick. No. I was a bit concerned.
Some poor bugger who's being kept alive, or saying something that resembles life far too long. Yeah. But one great thing about these models, if you look here, and one of the reasons I really like them, is the fold-down stocks on the lasguns.
Oh, yes.
That we haven't seen that. Like, I think the tank sprue used to come with one. Yeah. You see a couple of them here and there, but just proper. You can use them for very up close and personal if you really need to.
It's about like just being able to fire from the hip and just fire the whole time. Like, just empty that magazine, switch over really quick. And I do like that we actually do get one trooper in there as well. So there's lots of specialists. There's just one who just hasn't quite earned the stripes to become a specialist of some description. But the guy...
What's my job? I fire a lasgun.
Oh, that's
your whole job.
What's your specialty? Shooting it. Oh,
shooting it. Reloading it.
Yeah. It folds. Look at this. Yep. That's why he's only still a trooper, because he does that for hours. But I love the guide because it's a different role for an Imperial Guard unit. Not necessarily something that we always see, especially in larger scale games of 40k. You like, why is there a need for a guide? Do you know what I mean? But we're going to be able to see some implementation of those within the rules, within the game. I do hope, and I think it's going to be awesome to be able to see that.
I think they'll inevitably make it to Imperial Guard armies as well.
Oh, 100%. 100%. This is the veteran squad. This is the the squad that vanished a couple of codexes ago, which will make its return. And I think Kill Team's a beautiful way for bringing back those more sort of off-kilter, left-of-centre squads that, maybe a bit hard to produce mass kids for, but you can get away with doing stuff like this for them. So.
And basically, the 2 boxes of these and the Gaunt's Ghost models, and you literally have a decent force of Tanith first and only.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
You are
Once
100%
again,
right.
Dan Abnett been planning it the whole time. And so here is the kill team. Terra on Devlan. You get the dossiers, a bunch of tokens, and that. I don't play enough kill team. In fact, I've only ever set up for a kill team and never actually played.
Yeah.
But something else is coming with this. So they're talking about bringing big creatures to kill zone. So looking at this here, there's a whole nother book. It's called Nemesis Operatives. And from what I can see, there's a bunch of orcs about to have a fun time with a very large dreadnought. But, Spamuel, you guys do a Necromunda podcast. Why aren't you talking about things you can use in Necromunda? Okay. How about something we've talked about using in Necromunda a lot?
Probably
Because
too
guess
much.
what's coming back, kids? 2 of our favourites. First up, the Amble.
With his little creatures.
With his little creatures.
Yeah.
I missed out on getting one of these when they were available from Blackstone Fortress.
Yeah,
and the fact they're being released now, I 100% will be getting 2 of them.
Yep.
Yep. They are just phenomenal minis. I love everything about them. Like, the fact its larvae is dropping out of its skin through those little, hole. Oh, it's just gross. It's beautiful. We love it. And the second big beastie being re-released here, once again, from Blackstone Fortress, is the Zote, known as the Archivist.
This threw me.
I did not see them re-releasing this.
No, it's a really unexpected one, but it's something that I think, keep this stuff in the front of mind of 40k players, Necromunda players, anybody associated with that lore of 40k and all of its bits and bobs and surroundings. Zotes, the Archivist and the Zotes, or the Amble, these things need to be at the forefront to show that, it's not just a galaxy of, humans and chaos and a smattering of quite sentient Xenos, but there's a lot of other Xenos there. That's the kind of stuff we want to see. Just keep it at the forefront. And also that thing's terrifying. And if you do play Necromunda, put one in a game of Necromunda and just, take down a hive with it.
Oh, God, that'd be so much fun. So we haven't talked much about Space Marines so far. We're going to talk about them a little bit now. So over at Horus Heresy, we are getting a different form of the plastic Spartan assault tank. I believe this one here is different weapon options. I don't have any tanks for my current Horus Heresy force. I've got a bunch of rhinos. They don't really count.
No, they don't. You should get one of these. I hope you knock down a wall or 2.
Not if I paint it in yellow. So this one here, I believe it's the heavy bolters and the las cannon arrays.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh no, is it laser destroyers?
Laser destroyers.
Yeah, the laser destroyers. Yeah, because they look a bit different to the standard las cannon. But if you've got the 2 quad heavy bolters plus the twin heavy bolter in the little turret thing there, that's a lot of heavy bolter fire. That's like shredding.
Yeah, but what if you're fighting a particularly thick wall?
Well, just, I don't know, load them with turbo penetrator rounds. Steal them from the Vindicator assassins. Well, yeah, look, I mean, it's a Land Raider with lots of guns.
Yeah, it's a Land Raider. Buy it. Go get 5 of them. I don't know. Yeah. Now, once again, surprise Necromunda release here. Free Ogryn players rejoice, for you have been given more miniatures. They've taken your slave Ogryns, free Ogryns, I apologise, and have renamed them Sharonite Ogryn sections, and then accidentally given them to the Horus Heresy players.
Yes.
these things are phenomenal. I have always wanted the old resin ones, and I could never justify it to myself because I have, I think, 10 of the slave Ogryns from Necromunda.
Yeah.
But now that these bad boys are coming out in plastic, like, it's this next one here, yeah. With just one little change, maybe get rid of the breathing tubes and that, and maybe give them some actual hands. That bad boy there is a Bad Zone Enforcer allied Ogryn, or that is an Ogryn work crew that has joined the Free Ogryns. Like, you could do so much kit bashing these.
Oh, absolutely. I'm totally on board with that. I think the scope of possibility with these miniatures is just going to be absolutely bonkers. And I think the fact that they've not gone too far away from what the resin kit was they just kept it simple. Like, everybody loved the resin miniatures, and they've just taken that and run with it. We saw where they actually have had a plastic release though in Legions Imperialis.
Imperialis, yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've just basically kept the core design the same, which is just perfect. Like, there's zero need for amendment. I personally think, like, I like the Ogryn with the face masky rebreather thing off, but
that one here.
But with the face mask on, oh my word,
absolutely
terrifying.
That guy right there looks like he is about one bad decision away from embracing Khorne and making a fine paste out of your family.
Yeah, exactly. Just waiting to get showered in blood and just hearing the whisper, and that's it. But there's, I guess, because the jumpsuit, spacesuit, whatever you want to call it, thing is so basic. It just actually gives you almost a little bit of a blank canvas to go for it. In terms of like adding extra gubbins and details and so forth. So, yeah, again, an odd Necromunda release in the middle of 30k, but a beautiful one all the same.
Well, something a little bit more sort of army aligned, the Rapier Fire support batteries. The Solar Auxilia are getting thud guns.
And
they're basically just they're mole mortars, yeah.
Yep.
They're just big old, like, they're guns on wheels. Tracks. Guns on tracks.
It's a classic just artillery piece, like short range artillery piece. Just get it in reasonably close and just start thumping away with it. But what really, like, I mean, we've seen that design and we've seen that a lot. But what really impressed me were the plastic Solar Auxilia soldiers. They have a home in Necromunda, definitely.
Yes.
Because they look so different to the standard sort of, Imperial human forces of 40k, that they can fit into Necromunda, where it is a little bit more esoteric. It is a little bit more,
100%. 100%.
Yeah. They definitely scream to me, use me in like a noble house guard or, some sort of weird aberration of the Palanites.
There's the thud guns, the rapier sort of thud guns and that, to me, look like someone wanted to put a weapon on like a sidecar of a motorbike and were like, this is a dumb idea. You know what we should do? Build mini tractors and replace all forms of life support with a killing implement.
Yeah.
Like, you tell me the guy there with the heavy bolter isn't doing 60k an hour down some dusty road just shooting anyone who looks like they're going to merge into his lane.
And as you can see, has no indicators, so doesn't indicate. And
if you look at the lass rifles on those two right there...
I know.
They look very, very riser coated.
I absolutely noticed that the first time I saw them today. I was like, man, they're risers. They are 100% right. And even if they're not, in my heart, they're risers. And that's what matters.
Yeah, buddy.
Though those two particular crewmen as well, particularly the guy sort of reading through the data pages and so forth.
Yeah.
He says, take me to Necromunda. Put me there. I belong somewhere within that setup, you know. It's just, do you know what it is? It's the additional armor plating just over the shoulders and the thighs.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, that works so well. It's just, it probably not going to stop anything except a bit of harsh language, but it just makes it look like you're trying. And yeah, I'm very much in love with the crewmen of this, but also the platforms as well are just wonderful. And I think if you can get your hands on some of the weapons and just have them as, you know, defensive mounts within a board of Necromunda, they would look very, very intimidating.
Dude, change the weapons on there for something a little bit smaller, and that is a custom-built light vehicle. You put like a single autocannon or something on the front, put some baggage in there, maybe build up the motor or the engine. Yeah, these are going to be definitely making their way into Necromunda's Ash Waste as custom vehicles.
Oh, that's a great idea. I've never thought of that. That's a
Guaranteed.
really, really fantastic idea. Yeah.
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
I just want that mole mortar. I want that mole mortar. In fact, I need a box of each of these. It's going to be expensive,
Yeah, I know.
It's going to be expensive, Well, the rules for these are coming out in the Journal Tactica, the Battle of Talan. An expansion for Horus Heresy that I hope to play more of this year, if I ever get around to building and painting my army.
I believe in you. Yes.
I don't. So, I've talked a lot. Why don't you jump into our next one there?
So this is the name of them. Of course, you give me the.
I've given it to you on purpose.
Thyriel's Zephyrite.
Yeah, buddy.
And these all look wonderful. The standout miniature for me, though, is the dude with the bow who all of his mates... No, the one on the right, the blindfolded one, who just... Yep. Everybody's like, just do not provide covering fire for me, please. Like, I will take the risk. So... a beautiful set of miniatures. It's obviously for Underworlds, so you know, small warband type, and the small warbands are beautiful things because I think the miniature designers can really just go a little bit crazy with that, and you can see that in the form of that weird sort of flying horned fox familiar thing.
Oh, I love it.
Which is just a beautiful little piece of fantasy miniature, and you know, makes its way into a Wood Elf army, into a Sylvaneth army, anything elf related, even makes its way into, you know, an Eldari army of some description, you know.
Oh, dude, you do this as like an Exodite Farseer, and they're like, you know, maybe a companion they've created, like, and there's my boy Orieth, the blind archer. He's not actually blind. He just decided life was too easy, being an expert at something, and he's just like, "Listen, we're gonna do a party trick right now." Orieth, no, just shoot the orc. I'm gonna shoot the orc, but I'm gonna do it with this blindfold on. And they're like, "Okay, you've still got excellent hearing." With my back turned to him, and I'm pulling the string with my toes.
And from once he killed the orc, it's like from now on, everybody refers to me as William Tell. Like, you don't have a choice.
I'm Billy Tell.
Yeah, I'm Billy Tell. You, Orieth, please, do you want me to shoot you? I bet you can't because you did shoot me. Oh. So you couldn't see. I take the blindfold off for specific circumstances.
Yeah. No, these are great. These are great minis. Like, once again, so many of the Underworlds, warbands, like, it's specialist games. Specialist games designers just seem to be going out there and churning out deep fried gold with every release. Like, I don't play elves in anything, and I look at this and I just go, I want to put all of these models on the table.
Oh, absolutely. The stalking archer just wants to be in any fantasy situation. You know what I mean? And I'm yourself. I don't play Underworlds, but I do respect the miniatures that that are coming out of them. But that stalking elf, the way the pose is set, it doesn't look clunky. It doesn't look misformed or out of shape. It looks very, very natural, and definitely looks like she's trying to avoid old William Tell. Right. So the next one. Do you know what? I don't think we really need to talk about these because you didn't seem that excited about them. Are there something like forts or something? But anyway, we'll move on past them.
We'll move on past them completely.
Go for it.
It's just one from there. These here, in my opinion, are quite possibly the greatest thing announced today at all. The Cannonade Cogforts. Like, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is it. This is the dream that your life has been heading towards. Cannonade Cogforts. It looks like the love child of an Onager Dune crawler and a watchtower. It's like someone looked at it and just went, listen, we need to attack the enemy, but we can't leave the tower. Hold on. I've got an idea. Why don't we take the tower to them?
Let's bring the mountain to the enemy. Yeah.
I love this. I love it. Like you compare that to the next sort of build of it. It's completely different. That is a completely different vehicle.
No. But Samuel, what I loved about this is they went, in the first one, they went, cannon. Let's go blast a cannon at our enemy. And then in the second one, they went, that's easy. We can shoot a cannon at them. Let's burn them with a flamethrower type device. That is actually playing Cities of Sigmar on hard mode. Going, okay, I need to get up close and personal and burn things. But what I love about these two variations, we'll just talk about this one, but exactly what you're saying, that they're so uniquely different from each other in the way and the stuff that's on there. The whole furnace that's cooking on this thing, the way the back end design of what's going on with that, the I guess it's in the cannon one, it's got a supply of ammunition. This has got some sort of it's a bilge pump to pump the flames. Yeah, obviously. The furnace going, the hoarding around the furnace is so completely different to the cannon as well. This, and even the sides, the walls and everything is all different. This miniature is just, it is bonkers. And this is what I was talking about before, like just pushing the idea of what it is to be a fantasy game. How far can we push it? This is not the peak. Keep pushing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But another example of why Games Workshop are blowing my mind with each of these releases. Like, that guy's got a roof. This guy got a roof. We push on through.
Yep.
You don't need the roof. Look at all the extra detail there.
Yep.
Extra miniatures. Like, you've got damn near half a regiment worth of men crawling over this cogfort. Yep. Like, and
there's 3 different shots there, Sam. 3 different shots. Yep. Sorry, go. I'm sorry. I wanted to gas bag to you about. So this is one of the miniatures me and Sam chose not to speak about until we actually did the record. And as you can tell, we're just like chatting over each other because we're both so super excited to be able to talk about it. But
look at the character in each of these faces.
I know.
Like, then look at this one. That guy's just got a big old apron. He's just pumping the bilge. He's just making this guy here throwing these bombs. He's doubled up on his bombs. He's got fire coming out of his chest. Old fella with the sword is just looking at dials. Like,
those details. So he's obviously controlling the movement. Do you know what I mean? He's got all these levers and he's got his little compass or whatever the case might be, and he's understanding of what it is to push forward. What I find very interesting is where old Apron Andy is. There's these bags there, and I don't know what they are for.
I think it's like it looks almost like ballast, like you'd see on a or it could be powder to throw in to push the flames. It could be fuel. Yep. Like we don't know.
And I don't know, and I can't wait to find out. But this miniature is so good, it would make me collect an Age of Cities of Sigmar army.
Cities of Sigmar, in my opinion, is possibly the best human range outside of Necromunda. Like, going to this, if we go to this next photo here, like this gal here with the axe and the pistol, like that's a completely different apron Andy. Look at that mo. He's rocking that Van Dyke beyond what is normally allowed. Then you have, if you remove the cannon, sort of like the belly cannon from the original photo, it's got a doorway. You can use it as an assault vehicle. It's basically a Land Raider.
I was just about to say the same thing. This is Cities of Sigmar Land Raider. Yeah, just put a
Cities of Sigmar Land Raider.
Heavy bolter on it and you're set. Yeah.
You need two quad. You don't need two quad heavy bolters. If you look at this photo here, he's got a multi-barreled cannon. That's basically a heavy bolter. And these bad boys aren't stuck to just the Seas of Sigmar. There are mercenaries who own these Cogforts who just go out and fight with whoever they want. This one here is just kicking it with some Dark Oath. Like, you now have Chaos Cogforts.
I will say, when I first saw the image, I thought, oh, that was a bit rough. They're making it look like the Cogfort was chasing down the Dark Oath. Just like they're just hightailing it. They're like, no, not worth it. But yeah, once you do the reading of it, you're like, oh yeah, they're allying themselves in some way, shape or form. But the idea that these can ally and then how they can be manipulated to match more the theme of your army. I think you're going to see some incredible Cogfort conversions. I think you're going to see stuff that's, whatever it's aligned to or allied with. I don't know if they can, just because I'm not all over Age of Sigmar, but if they can ally with the Gloomspite, that just says giant Cogfort mushroom.
Cogfort mushroom. But, mate, like, you take this, and once again, bringing it to Necromunda, you take this bad boy, you change nothing, all right? Literally nothing, except maybe slap an Imperial Eagle on there, and that is a Cawdor Ashwaste Fortress. Imagine 2 or 3 of these in convoy going between settlements, preaching the word of the Emperor.
Yep. Sorry, go. Yep.
Imagine now, when I say nomads, I mean it with a lowercase n. Ashwaste nomads traveling in those sort of like, traveller caravans we've talked about in the past. These are their outrider vehicles. You put a little bit more metal scrap as opposed to just the stone. Like,
just paint the stone as metal. Like, around the top you still keep the stone, but then you take the roof off and you put like a, the sort of howdah covering that came in the Ashwaste Nomads box game. Yes. You put that on top so that's a bit of sun protection and so forth. And then it's got like bristling with heavy bolters and autocannons and heavy stubbers and, scouts baggage, and lookouts and stuff.
Food.
And baggage.
Like you could do so much with...
I know.
And, like, everyone gets a Cogfort. This is, you take a Cogfort, you hawk to her, you slap a crane on that thing.
It could very well have a crane on it. Why not?
Imagine this with those Steg 4 tanks I talked about earlier and a couple of those centaurs, mate. Now you got a convoy.
Yeah, convoy. Yep. I'm totally down for that.
In love. In my opinion, Age of Sigmar's Cities of Sigmar, this is it. This is the pinnacle of that range. And I stand by it, and I will argue this with anyone. They are the best human models outside of Necromunda.
Yep. I don't think there is an argument. There's nothing else that I see coming close to it. But again, it's another one of those kits that I cannot wait to see the frames, the sprues.
Oh,
because
mate.
I think there would be so many little gribblies. You'd just be like, I'll pinch that can go to there, that can go to there.
Yep.
I cannot wait to see what that looks like, and all the just different head options, weapon options, and just these tiny little details that just get lost just in the pictures because there's so much to look at. So
For sure.
Mate, all right. I'm happy we got to talk about that one live, as it were, for us, you know. We were both super excited for it. So now we have, and I'll do this because it's a really easy name to talk about. It's Arasmus Zon, the Enlightened One. Surely they knew what they were doing when they named him. But this miniature is probably one of the best because it comes with 4 miniatures in one. You get a goat, some sort of eagle turkey thing, a human, a snake. 5, sorry, and a bird.
Yep.
And a horse, so 6.
And a horse.
And a horse, yeah. You get 6 in one. I again, pushing the boundaries of what is over the top fantasy, keep going. Because this is fantastic. That goat looks totally unimpressed. That's the kind of creature you imagine Arasmus Zon riding around on. There's so much, and it's really, I think it's a really subtle detail, and it's so well worked that you almost don't notice the snake tail.
Yeah.
You know, it's not until you have another look at it, you go, oh, wait a second. He's got a rattler on his rattler. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's great. Like, this is fantasy weirdness. This is fantasy weirdness. Like, look at him. He's got, and the clothing is that mixture of, like, sort of Arabian, like, the paymaster from the old Dogs of War, the Arabian paymaster. He's got that beautiful helm, the staff, obviously the insane goat bird snake horse, which is called a heliomorph. Of course it is. Named Glyphwing. But he's got that. It's the painting is just phenomenal. This is weird. This is a weird MIDI. Whoever designed this, you're like 70% weird. Dial that bad boy up to 11. I want to see 110% weird because this is the stuff I look at and just go, I want more.
Yeah.
I want more. I love it.
Totally on board with that. And I think, you know, there is, and I don't mean this in a negative sense, there is such a lack of detail on the main character, especially for, say, Age of Sigmar miniature, where we're just used to, like, just bam, there's this bit of filigree. But it just works because what it does is it allows you to look at that head and look at that helm, and then it allows you to really embrace the rest of the miniature. It's really, the rider is so well executed on this because it makes it enough about the rider, but also more importantly about the goat, bird, horse, chicken, snake.
Well, he found Glyphwing, so he's fascinated by the maelstrom of magic at a realm's edge, and despite warnings from the elves of Hish, now rides a strange heliomorph named Glyphwing that he found on an expedition. So he literally went to the place the elves told him not to, found the goat, horse, chicken, snake, and was just like, we should be friends. This guy's mental. I love him.
It does look like the goat is sick of the birdie's nonsense.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like looking down, just like, give it a rest. Yes, I know.
The bird's just like, let's go fight someone. The goat's just like, no, I'm tired. My foot hurts. Like, I'm done. Look, I'm lifting the foot up. I'm lifting the foot up because it hurt. I stood on this thorn. It is not pleasant.
I have an ouchie. And I know you can understand me because we share a connection. Stop yelling. And that's all.
No
old Zon's
ouchie,
hearing.
only fighting. No, stop.
I love it. Okay, now these two. I don't know. the craziness. So as I was going through the reveals, I'm like, I'm a bit revealed out. There's not much more they can throw at me anymore. And then we got the Collegiate battle mages. And you're starting with, the ferocious firing Andy, which I'm pretty sure is not his name. He's an Ashquin pyrocaster. This miniature, let's be honest, was designed to be some sort of Redemptionist. They cut away a lot of the Necromunda stuff and then went, here, Cities of Sigmar, you can have that.
Specialist Games.
Oh,
in fact, Games Workshop, your marketing department is doing something wrong because they are putting all these titles on Necromunda minis and then they're giving them to other games. This is a mixture this is a Redemptionist who accidentally slapped too much Ghast and developed fire powers and is just all right, self-high five. Done.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to get myself a super fancy hat and burn everyone.
Yeah. And it's such a... If you were to really break down the details on the miniature, it's not overly detailed, but it works so well.
It's so dynamic.
They've allowed each element of that miniature to come through to the fore, and you just sit there and you're just like, yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much for not overcomplicating the robes and just this simple rope kind of belt type thing. It's just really clean. It's crisp. And then you get that wonderful sort of eclipse of fire that's happening. And that just takes the miniature to a whole nother level. I can't wait to see people paint that with the mindset of having some really nice contrasting colours. So you have this really rich, bright, whether it be orange, blue, white, whatever kind of fire, matched against some robes that are maybe more dark, and then have the lighting source from the fire. I think you're going to see some phenomenally wonderful pieces done from that miniature. And that piece of the part of the miniature, the fire, people will be going out of their way just to get that. Because it just looks amazing. It looks absolutely amazing.
Then you have the next one here. So we've just mentioned the Askian Pyrocasters. We now have the Amethyst Nell Mages. Now, this fella here, a lot of people might not know, but back in N95, there was a character by the name of Karloth Valois, or Karloth Valois, if you really want to get up me. But he had someone by the name of the Emissary. The Emissary was basically the exact miniature you're looking at right now. He was, I think, he had a pistol, but his helm was a little bit different, but that is what he looked like. That, to me, is someone who was on the wrong side of the zombie virus. And
100%. Yeah.
I love this. This is a necromancer. This is a death mage. Everything about this guy is just, I'm here to take your soul, and it's going to hurt for a very long time. Look at what I'm doing to this candle.
I'm taking the soul of this candle. It didn't even have a soul, but I am that good at what I do. Its soul is leaving it.
I love it. That face, it just looks so ragged and worn. This is brilliant. I would love to build a gang of, or a mission of just kill this guy to stop the plague zombies, and build him up as an acolyte of Karloth Valois. This is beautiful. I love it. Slap a power pack on that scythe, Hawk Tour style, I guess, and make it a power weapon. Give him a bunch of psycho powers, and that is your big bad for an event.
Yeah. And I'll just say one thing. You've pretty much covered off everything. I'm in the same mind as you. The head and the helm, I just adore. I'd see no negative in it whatsoever. But this is a miniature where the miniature sort of needed to get a little bit more work to make it a bit more imposing. So you can see the extra details on the mini. the tubes hanging off to the side, the skulls, and it works. It works beautifully on that, as opposed to the other ones where you just need to just let the things that are going around the mini take effect. But yeah, you've covered it all beautifully. It is perfect. It is a great mini and designed for to be used for Necromunda as well, 100%.
Yes, these are both Necromunda minis that, once again, just got lost on the way to marketing.
Yeah.
Now,
so, yeah, okay.
Do you want the next ones?
No, you take it, because I don't know how to take these. This is probably the only stuff that's come out where I've been like, what? Like, I love it, but it just, I don't quite understand it enough, I think is where I'm failing with these.
If we look at the Cogforts as you want to take your defensive positions up to the enemy, you're going to have two of these walking between your Cogforts, because if you're going to have walls, you're going to need a gate. And we have the gate Gargants, who remind me of they were the guys on top of the sergeant on top of the rampant Gargants or something. They're basically them, but with bigger guns.
I think it's a different kind of gun. I think it's more sort of like a shotgun as opposed to like a big sniper rifle.
It's the Fusel Major on the Ogre Warhawk.
Yeah.
Whereas these guys here are basically traveling watchtowers.
Yeah, right. And so you'd get them as a duo, wouldn't you? Because
absolutely.
Yeah, it's just the gate. Like don't get me wrong. I love these miniatures, but and again, it's that sort of like pushing the fantasy over the top sort of thing. And keep going. You're not quite there yet. I love what they're doing with the shields. I love the concept of what they are and so forth, and the iconographies attached to them and so forth. But it was a bit of a left fielder for me, this one, because I didn't quite understand. But it's making sense.
In my mind, it's because the defenses are literally able to move. They're able to get them there. They can push back on the gates, push enemies back. A countercharge can occur, and then the gates are literally moving with the army. So they're able to provide massive defenses. And not to mention those enormous cannons on top. They literally are turning themselves into watchtowers.
Yeah, yep.
They are travelling watchtowers.
It just says something here about allowing prepared squadrons of Free Guild Cavaliers and other assault troops to charge out from relative safety. Yeah. So that's what they're doing with their shields. They're just sort of saying, everybody form up behind us. We're going to take a walloping. We'll hold the line. Then we're going to open the gate. And
you charge.
Just go have at it. Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. They make a lot more sense to me now. Yeah, they're very cool.
Cities of Sigmar are pushing that weird fantasy silliness, and they are doing it in a very cool way.
Oh,
and I think this is one of the first. Is this one of the first female ogres we've seen in
a while? There was
in a very long time.
There's in Blood Bowl.
There is some in Blood Bowl, isn't there?
Yeah, and then there was a few others dotted over the space, but none in sort of that more, I guess, Age of Sigmar ogre approach, which is slightly different to the Warhammer the Old World ogres in a way. But I did notice that they're also tethered to the ground with a giant chain, so they kind of lock themselves in and then just keep swinging. Yeah,
like this one here. Yeah, they've got the big sort of belts that literally just hammer themselves down. But
yep. No, they're definitely great minis. I will say that. The other thing where is that? I think it might have been in the previous image. There is some little chain that's hooked up to the gunner. I really want to know what that is.
To the gunner?
Yeah. Or maybe, actually, that might be how they climb up it. So the chain drops down, they put their foot into that.
Oh, yeah, I believe that actually just holds on to the back of the ogre.
Yeah, okay. All right, yeah. Cool. Right.
But some tasty terrain coming up next.
Yes, I'm all for this piece of terrain. This belongs in Age of Sigmar. This belongs in 40k. This is Dorna's Triumph.
Buddy.
You knock off that Age of Sigmar symbol at the top of the helm, and this belongs in an Imperial world in 40k. No two ways about it.
This is a shrine to a saint. This is a shrine to... This is the way this planet worships the Emperor as, the merciful warrior.
Yeah.
And you put some Aquillas on there. You knock the thing off completely. You put that statue of Helmor from the Red Terror kit on top of this. And it is a statue to Lord Helmor. You knock that Helmor statue off, and you take the Grime Lord from Forge World. You put him on there. You paint him up like stone. It is a statue dedicated to some Grime Lord. This is perfect. You take it off the floating piece of like the stalactites, I think they're called.
I think so,
or you don't. You just put it there and you build up the stone underneath it, where they've literally taken it from a falling hive because it's part of the ecclesiarchy. They're taking it on a trip to Temenos. There are so many things you can do with this. Once again, I need this. I need this, and just as much as I need those Sister of Battle statues, like the Celestine statues. This is another one of those there that can go in basically any terrain piece and look like it works.
Absolutely, total agreement with you. And just picking up on a few of the wonderful details in it, the obviously the scattered coins and left for blessings, but the candles that have just been like either laid there or knocked over. That kind of detail it shows interaction and usage, and it's it sometimes gets lost a little bit because people are just so obsessed with let's have loads and loads of burning candles on it. But having things that would just be naturally left behind, it just gives it an element of, I don't know, of realism. And then you can just let yourself go wild with your thoughts about how far you want to push that. But moving away from terrain and moving to a miniature that... okay, you're in the same mindset. Again, one of those ones we haven't spoken about. Moving to a miniature that just wants to go everywhere. There are no boundaries for your Van Creel, heir of the Kraken. Him and his little puma cat type thing.
It's an Ash Panther.
Ash Panther, okay.
Yeah.
And he's got a little dead rat. Oh, anti-scaven. This miniature is the absolute foundation for anything you want to build. And I don't care if you're building it for Old World, Necromunda, 40k, whatever, Age of Sigmar obviously as well, but whatever side of fantasy setting, this is perfect for the base model of something, and then just go to town on it. Because it's armor, all the bits and pieces on it just would fit any sort of crazy sort of environment or setup.
Yes, 100%. You could, all you could do is slap a pistol on his belt, and you'd be done. Rogue trader, rogue noble, minor noble, minor Helmor, bounty hunter. He could be an Orlok. He could be a less techie Van Sar. It could be an Ashaki Chem warrior. Done. If someone slapped on that on the table and went, "This is my outcast leader," be like, "It sure is. I love it." And this is his Necromundan rat. And that's eating a smaller rat. You just be like, "Yes, sir, it is." That is my Sharky with they're the fear cats?
Yeah.
There you go. Done. Sold. The model, it's dynamic. It is a badass pose. Everything about this is great. And he is armed to the absolute teeth. And he's got mesh armor underneath that. Done.
Yeah, mesh armor. Absolutely.
Done.
I see this as a Castellan as well. Take the shield away, put a pistol in that hand. It's a Castellan. Done.
It is a feudal world commissar.
Beautiful. Yep.
Yep.
This miniature, for anything human related, just it ticks the boxes. Whoever designed it, you made an almost blank canvas. Respect to you for that. It is just ideal. Just a human warrior, even though it is your Van Creel. It just the opportunities and the scope of what you can do with this is bonkers. Speaking of bonkers, did you want to talk about?
Oh yes, I do, because we've talked a little bit about the the Imperial cult, and we've talked a little bit about Cawdor, and there is not a single one of you who can disagree with me here. You can disagree with me, but I'm not going to listen. That is a Redemptionist right there. You slap an Imperial Aquila on there, or the symbol of the Redemption, and that is an underhive preacher who was about to go ham on someone who mispronounced something very simple. What was it? The Valdonians and the Valdorians?
That's it.
Yeah, this is a Valdorian who has just stumbled upon poor Barry Valdonian. Like, he is going to go to town.
Yeah.
This model is insane.
I think other than the icons above his head and the one in his hand, the rest of the stuff on the armor is quite generic. So you're not playing around with too much of that. It is, but I guess the face for me is so emotive. He really looks like he's just letting it out, just letting all those big feelings out, just getting them into the world and just amping himself up. Beautiful miniature, and where we have that Yorvan Creel, who's like a blank canvas. Let's go nuts with it. I think Malice is more sort of like, okay, you probably want to go down the path of religious nutter more so than anything else. But I think there's, again, being Cities of Sigmar, there's so much playroom with what you can do with these miniatures as well. If you just want to have a human, if you want to have him as a blacksmith who's particularly angry, go for it.
Oh, perfect.
It works. So,
perfect.
Yeah, another cracking mini. We talked a lot, but there's still a lot more to go because there's
so much to go.
This ridiculousness that came at us I just don't know where it came from, but I love them. It is the Free Guild Gallants.
Gallants.
Oh, Gallants, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm at a point where
I called them Gallants as well. I'm like, but that's a real word. It's Gallants.
Yeah. So I'm going to just interject here and I'm going to get you to skip forward. But first stay with that photo.
Yep.
The little thing at
the little
the
devil
with the key.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, what are you doing?
It's a watcher in the dark.
Oh, it is.
Yep. He's got a key. He thought he was hanging out with the Dark Angels. He's like, oh, I mean, I guess you're a knightly order. Let's do it.
Yeah. I'll hang with you. Now, if you could just skip forward 2 images for me.
2 images?
Yeah. Who do you see? The best mage that ever lived.
Tiny little frog man.
Tiny little frog mage. Oh, what a wonderful thing. Those are what caught me straight away. And we'll go back to the original images and the original of the Gallants. But these are a great set of just knights. Do you know what I mean? And do you know what I really loved about them? And at first I thought, I don't like that. But the more I looked at them, they looked really cumbersome at first. They looked clunky. They looked like their armor isn't like this streamlined, beautiful thing. It's a little bit too rigid, a little bit too geometrically designed. But the more and more I've looked at it, I've been like, no, that's Cities of Sigmar. That makes sense. It's a little bit awkward looking. It's a little bit, too many hard edges, if you know what I mean. But it works with these miniatures. It makes them look. It gives them a sense of imposing about them.
See, the Cavaliers, sort of the Free Guild Cavaliers are their sort of knight option, their knight on horse option.
Yeah.
And when that box was first released, I remember looking at it and just going, this is a proper pack of crazies. This is, each knight is individual. They're not uniform in anything but their devotion and their willingness to cause massive violence. And these Gallants are exactly the same. Like, you look at them, they're not really armoured the same. They hold many of the same hallmarks, but everything beyond that is completely different. And I love it. They've got their different animals, the different, obviously, iconography and that sort of thing. But they all come down to that just same brutal aspect of this is who we are and we are about to hurt everyone. I love, and I can't keep saying it, but every Cities of Sigmar release is something I love.
No, I'm totally with you. Do you know what gets me with this miniature here? The dude holding the mace. It's his toe armor, and I know it's just probably me being a bit weird, but his toe armor looks so like awkward and so like it's too much armor for the front of the toe, but it gives this miniature character. You know,
all of his armor is too much. Everything about him is too much. The helm looks like a mixture of like gridiron football helmet and RoboCop. And then the gargoyle on the head. Yes, but that's it. His armor is too much, whereas her armor, if you look at that, it's very streamlined. It's pointed.
Yes.
Like, that's the thing. They're the same idea. Each of them is built in very different ways. Look at that third guy again. Once again, completely different armor. It holds mixtures of both of them, whereas coming back here, it's the same thing. Different elements. He's got really big toe armor, but it's pointed. It's not squared off like the other one. I'm a massive fan of each of these, and like this. Take them, turn them into Crusaders.
100%. Do you know, and as I look at them, it reminds me a little bit of, like, I don't think it's Dark Crystal. It's the David Bowie movie. I can't remember the name of it. The Lost Princess.
The Labyrinth.
The Labyrinth. The goblin armor in that. That's what I see.
Yes,
these
that is
guys.
exactly what it is.
And that is not a negative indictment of it. It's just the aesthetic of it. But I could break down each one of those miniatures for a very long period of time. But let's move on to what
this was going to be a quick video.
It was going to be supposed to be. Let's see. What did we say to ourselves? We'll knock it out in an hour. Yeah. That's some underhive lore keeping at its best.
Yes. So next up, the Free Guild Grenadiers. Oh, once again, they are you look at them and say you are clearly all part of the same unit, but the helms are different. The armor is different. The cloaks, the weapons. The only uniformity to them is their purpose and their direction. They are carrying powerful black powder weapons known as ruin sweepers and a heavy bardiche that can be used to brace their firearm. The axe is used for axing and omnipodding, I guess, is the single version of a tripod.
Okay,
But then check out old mate's big boy gun right there. It's like a shotgun that just has multiple... Like
it's kind of like we've seen a few of those guns dotted over the cog tower, the cog towers and the ogres and so forth. So I don't remember seeing this weapon in the Cities of Sigmar before. So it might be something that's new, or if it's not new, it's definitely more prevalent in this range now than what we've seen before. When I first looked at these miniatures, though, I thought, this is your basis of like a feudal guard regiment.
Yes.
Because I think the Free Guild soldiers that they had before, I don't know, they just had a little bit too much armor on them. Like from the earlier releases. Whereas these are I think they've got the right amount of like cloth and armor mixture that I think you could get away having a lot of fun, a few head swaps and maybe if veterans are coming to the guard, these become a veteran unit in your guard army. They also have the right look for Necromunda as like perhaps like a low tier noble house enforcer or low tier noble house guard, because they've kind of got a mixture of everything.
Do you remember when we talked about the Tombstoners?
Yeah,
sort of the sort of sheriff department there who sort of were made up of city militia. That's them.
Yeah.
That's them right there.
Yeah.
And that right there is your heavy flamer.
Yeah, there you go. Done. And for Necromunda, you don't need to touch that flamer. You don't need to make it look more sci-fi or whatever. That is perfect for Necromunda. That is perfect. The kind of flamer they would use.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm greatly impressed with this because, again, it's one of those kits that I think you'll end up really digging through and finding gubbins of like, oh, that's really cool. That's another cool bit. And it's just, everything that is happening for Cities of Sigmar is just tick, 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 tick. There's been nothing I've seen out of their range that has made me go, maybe not. Everything has just been on the money every single time.
Yeah, everything I see from them bit by bit makes me really want to play a Cities of Sigmar army. But I've got some of the steel helms. I think I've got 20 of the steel helms that I was using for... I was building a Mordheim warband out of them.
Oh, righto.
Yeah.
Should do something about Mordheim.
Should do something about Mordheim. But looking there, we're getting a brand new battle tome for the Cities of Sigmar. That's just your codex. It's your army book. You do you, boo. And we've got Spearhead, which is basically just an army, like battle force. And then we have this box here, which in my opinion is just beautiful. It is the Vendenst. Like, I guess they're Inquisitors, they're Witch Hunters, and they're leading the Wildercorpse Hunters. I mainly picked this photo because it has so many dogs. Just so many dogs.
But you buy that for Necromunda, and that's an Inquisitor rounding up the locals.
That is Paladin forces from a poorer hive.
Oh yeah, great.
Done.
Yep.
Done.
100%. Yeah.
Now, we're coming up into some of the last sections here. We've got about 10 images left, I believe. So, I'll jump into this one here. There's a brand new Spearhead box. And it includes some ratty boys. We have brand new Skaven. And they're basically the tastiest version of the gutter runners and night runners you've ever seen. We've just talked about Mordheim, and Games Workshop is just like, oh yeah, well, what we could do is, you guys shut up, here's Mordheim.
Yeah.
This is basically Mordheim right here. The Skaven, it comes with, there's the box there. And look at that terrain.
Yeah.
Look at it.
The terrain, I was hoping you'd get across to it, the details in it, where, you see just the tiny little things that you can just stop and have a little peruse of. It's not just a wall with a skeleton draped against it. They've actually put the time and effort into making it look like not just a destroyed bit of scenery, but a building that has been destroyed.
Yes. Like, you look at it and just go, okay, someone has just been here. The little shrine there still has lit candles.
Yeah.
The little collection of bottles and gubbins on that one there. It's fantastic. Like, give us a Zone Mortalis version of this sprue, please.
And the caltrops as well.
And the caltrops. The little drain cover. Like, it's beautiful. Yeah. But getting to what we really want to talk about there, not the mats, not the cards.
Not the artwork.
The artwork.
The artwork's beautiful. Whoa,
Went way too far. I didn't get photos of the Skaven. But the Skaven themselves, you've got 20 gutter runners or night runners, so 10 of each, a pair of bomb rats. your Death Master, and then it's a bunch of the human stuff we talked about earlier. Jorvan Creel, Wildercorpse, the Grenadiers, this is a box I would genuinely consider buying because I'm looking at the wrong... Well, we shouldn't be looking at that picture. I just realised.
Yeah, I did. I was going to say something, but I'm like, no, you know what? I'll let you go.
Yeah, this to me is the preamble towards Mordheim.
The dream is on.
I have a feeling the dream is there. The dream is there. Now, we're on our last segment here now. I've sort of spoiled what we're talking about. We'll start it out here. Just some angry fellas. Nathan, what is the last thing we are talking about?
I'm not too sure. I think it might be... I'm pretty sure it's Mordheim.
It's Mordheim?
No, it's 11th edition Mordheim.
Mordheim has been invaded by the Blood Angels.
Yes, no, it is. It is what I think I was viewing as probably the worst kept secret in Warhammer of recent, is that Adepticon was going to be the announcement for 11th edition 40k. Now, we're not big rules guys, so a lot of rules got released, but we're not. No. That's a rule about that. We don't do rules. That's our rule.
So the new box is simply titled Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon. And it's been said to be the biggest Warhammer 40k launch set yet. They're not telling us exactly what's in it, but one of the minis they've previewed is this, an Assault Intercessor. So it actually combines the new, I believe, Mark 10 armor, or Mark X, with some of the older style. Like that looks like a Mark 4 shoulder pad.
Yeah. I'm totally with you. It even said that I read about it. So basically that they've come into service, the Primaris, and then now we're talking several, I don't know if it's decades or centuries after
it's like 200 years since
200 years,
it came out.
So they're starting to have to replace their armor with older bits of armor because the Mark 10 is... it even says, over time, the attrition of unrelenting war has led to Tacticus armor, which is the Mark 10, needing to be supplemented with older parts. Different helms, shoulder pads, and greaves are commonplace. And the new kits has all sorts of nostalgic callbacks to previous Space Marine designs, which I think is a great move. There is something very iconic about the Space Marine design, and especially the Space Marine design of that particular type of helm with the front grille,
Yeah.
We've seen the Primaris helm, which I think is fantastic and beautiful, but stepping back to this, it's sort of, I don't know, it's a little bit, it feels nice. It feels nice, like a hug from old 40k, just going, hey, we're here for you.
But this is something I'm loving because we're seeing the combination of the newer Primaris armor that because it says there, what's happened is they've been basically thrown into the meat grinder that is the 40k universe.
Yeah.
And over time, the attrition of unrelenting war has led to Tacticus armor needing to be supplemented with older parts. Yeah, but that's like...
Yeah.
And it's literally what you've just said.
Yeah.
But, it's really hammering forth that the Primaris are the ultimate weapon of the Imperium, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how good the weapon is. The galaxy sucks.
Yeah, it absolutely does, yeah.
You can make all these advancements you want. Belisarius can send out Mark X and Mark X1 and Marky Wahlberg, pattern armor, whatever it needs. At the end of the day, you're still going to be heading to the chapter vaults, busting open the old Mark IV and strapping that shoulder pad on because otherwise...
Throw some heresy armor on me.
Yeah, honestly, If you give me Primaris Marines in Mark II helmets, I am going to lose my mind. Can you imagine those big-headed buggers trying to get themselves into the smaller
It
Marine
just sort of
helmets?
sits on top of their head. They're just like, this still works. All the cables have been plugged in. But I think you mentioned that this was a new assault intercessor. This is actually just a regular intercessor. So they're saying this image is of a member of the intercessor squad, which is, it's combining, and the read says combining the contemporary look of a Space Marine with some of the classic details. So I think we might even see a new intercessor squad coming. And it may not be, like, we're definitely going to see it in the release of 11th edition. I'm talking about the independent box you can buy. I think we may end up seeing intercessors come separately in a more, I guess, contemporary is the word, not necessarily updated. I guess the other thing as well is that, and this is for the rule side of it, is they sort of phased out, they brought it in for 8th edition, the different types of bolters. So there was a bolt rifle, assault bolt rifle, and then like a regular bolt rifle, heavy bolt rifle, all these different variations. By the time we get to 10th edition, they've all been sort of conglomerated into a single sort of catch-all bolt rifle. So I think we're probably going to see that happen as well, is that you're going to see, like, not necessarily 2 or 3 different bolters available to the Marines, but just one, and it'll be the coverall, and it catches all the bolters now. Which I think is a great idea. I think it makes it for a bit more streamlined and so forth. But that is not the only box. That's not the only miniature that got revealed from the box. There we did have another little toadstool of magic.
I think this is the last image we have too.
Oh, is it? Yeah, right.
We got 2 more. We got 2 more after this.
Yeah.
But it's one of the lads.
It's a lad, mate. Look at him. He's angry. He's not happy. I was not happy, boss. I was not happy. Why is that, lad? I just want to belt with something. I want to belt with something red. Because I'm ready to get a red.
This is a serious throwback to old school Orc minis.
Yeah.
Like, this reminds me of a mixture of like that when the Orc the Flash Gits came out, where it was like the almost wiry muscle as opposed to just the big bulky sort of Orc look. I love this. This throws me back to a bunch of sort of Gorka Morka history, and I'm a massive fan.
Even the artwork there is screaming like old school goth, you know.
Yeah.
And I really love the Orc range, and I'm really happy it's going to get that update. We saw that new War Boss not too long ago as well. I think if they go down this pathway of making the Orcs like a cross between the contemporary stuff and the older stuff, like what they're potentially going to be doing with the Space Marines, I think they're going to hit an absolute winner there. I think you're going to have the best of both worlds coming together. So the contemporary ideas were there to shake the tree against the established. But now if you can marry both together, you cherry pick the best out of both and put it together, you're going to have some miniature ranges that, and it's a crazy term to use within the sense of miniature ranges because they're always getting updated, but you're going to have some miniatures that are going to be timeless. Like they will be consistent within your armies for the next decade, easily,
100%.
Well beyond that. And they won't look aged against the newer stuff, and they won't look aged against the older stuff and so forth. So I'm very, very keen on seeing what this Orc range does. I personally, I've never actually collected an Orc army. I've always sort of dabbled on the fringes and bought a miniature here, or collected like a squad or something.
40k Orc army, you should be saying.
Oh yeah, fantasy Orcs are just
you have all of them.
If they ever did a Toy Story and came to life, they would definitely take over the house. I have too many. Like it would just, and I'd respect it. I'd be like, you know what? I'll be the giant for your army, guys. It's fine. But yeah, 40k Orcs have just always been on the peripheral with me. But I think if they were, I want to see what this 11th edition box does, because it could potentially be my first real dabbles into a Xenos army in 30 years of playing 40k. So
yeah,
I'm super excited, very, very excited, and I think that in combination with the Space Marine stuff, and there was a bit of the release video for 11th edition was phenomenal. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, go watch it. It is a Blood Angels chaplain going in the most definitive version of Cocoa Bananas you'll ever see in your life, and just having at it, just absolutely thumping. And I think the video though itself gives us a true understanding of the way GW views Armageddon as a planet, like just persistent war, and it's a sort of a bit of a dinner bell for the rest of the galaxy to make people come there, especially the orcs. So yeah, if you haven't seen that video and you love 40k, you need to go watch that video. Doesn't matter if you don't like Space Marines or whatever. If you love 40k, you watch the two Armageddon videos. The one about we're seeing Yarrick's reveal, and this one about the 11th edition reveal is just absolute craziness. But now I know you're not the rules guy for the show, definitely not. But I think we need to touch on a few of the rules that have come out. We won't last too long on them, but so a couple of the things that they talked about with 11th edition is army building. So no codexes are going to change. 2 troops choices, and then you build your army from there. Is that actually what they have said, HQ and 2
No,
troops?
it's not.
Okay,
no, it's not.
I was going to say, I was like, I read that. I don't think I saw that. But the detachments are changing. I guess the key word we pick out of that is it's going to give you more flexibility. So you sort of almost like the vibe I'm getting is you're making your own, and you get to like pick a negative and pick a positive as potentially. But we'll see. I think in the next couple of months we're just going to be inundated with a lot more miniatures and a lot more rules and so forth. The missions are now like your detachment choice affects your missions, which is a really cool dynamic. It's something that can really change and manipulate the battlefield very differently. It's not just let's go get an objective, or let's go share an objective. Which will be very interesting to see how that actually plays out. And speaking of, the objectives have changed as well. Is you go grab terrain pieces or particular locations. It's not just about little tokens on the battlefield.
That was a big thing. They did talk about that quite a bit.
Yeah. So because that's such a key part of 10th edition. It's about understanding where your tokens are and it makes up a lot about how you orientate yourself on the battlefield. So this is going to be very, very interesting to see if they specifically say that round objective markers are gone and replaced by terrain footprints to determine control of key locations, relics, or fortifications. In my mind, I can see them bringing out particular bits of terrain that are going to be your army's grabbable location or relic or fortification, which just gives us a whole new level of miniature that we can explore. Very, very specific terrain orientated for each army, which I'd love to see. And then they say terrain's had a big shake-up. I'm going to leave it at that because I guess that the main thing is that cover now impacts the hit roll, not necessarily the save, which logically makes sense, I guess. But there was a big one for me, and it's the last one I'll talk about, is that there's a new rule in there coming called hidden, where if you're not engaged or you don't shoot or do whatever, you can't be engaged unless with the enemies within 15 inches of you. So that's really cool. That adds a really cool tactical dynamic to the game, and I imagine there will be some units in the game that won't be able to be hidden, because even if they're sticking out in the cover, they're probably imagine flash kits or something. They're not sitting there all quiet. They're shooting their guns up in the air. They're making up a ruckus. So, I think the rules changes, we'll see a glut of that stuff soon. But it's all looking very, very positive for 11th edition. And, I think the excitement level by the time we get to release will be at almost fever pitch.
I mean, it's no Cogfort, but I guess it's pretty cool.
Do you know what? I can't argue with that. I'm in love with the Cogforts.
You can't argue it. So, favourite model from the preview?
Do you know what?
Apart from Cogfort.
I knew you were going to do it, and I still didn't prepare myself.
Yep.
Model or models or what are we
Model or
into?
models, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say the kill team. The kill team just speaks to me. It takes me down a pathway in my guard army that I haven't been able to go down for many years. So I'm excited for them to come, and I'm excited to see what they're going to be when they eventually get that 40k release side of it. So yeah, definitely the Imperial Guard veteran kill team. Now, what was yours? What was your favourite model?
Commissar Graves.
Oh, it is not. It's a Cogforts.
No, it's obviously Cogforts, but apart from Cogforts, Commissar Graves or the Hippogriff. Commissar Graves is phenomenal. Like Inquisitor Croy, phenomenal. Basically everything from the Cities of Sigmar range, phenomenal. But Commissar Graves, it's the mixture of all the different miniatures that make up that kit, the vehicle itself. That advisor just looking stern. The three, who I'm just calling like the Tempestus Scions in the back there with the heavy stubbers. The fact you get two. There's two on the heavy stubbers, one holding the standard, then there's the advisor guy.
Oh, you don't count him as
No, he's the advisor guy.
He's the advisor guy. Okay,
he's the advisor guy. He's old man Grundle, they call him.
Okay, sorry, the three, yep.
And then, like, the two models of her, the fact she's trying to run down the front of the truck, or you get her on foot. Like, that kit is... And I'm pretty sure it's based on the Centaur, so you might get the two Cadian Guardsmen that were in the back as well.
I think it's going to be a very, very different kit. I think it'll be almost independently separate because it doesn't come with the little side runs where you get to flick up the glass and so forth. That's what I personally think. Yeah.
I think it probably will be a separate kit.
There's just so much difference on it. That's why I'm saying, I think it's probably going to be a different kit. And
I hope hers is simply the Centaur kit with the additional sprue.
That way you get all of it. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Wouldn't that be just perfect? Yeah, thank you very much, DW. High five. I will say something about this miniature as well, and I agree with you in the sense that it is fantastic. Remember the old Fortress of Arrogance? Yarrick's Fortress of Arrogance?
Yes.
That is this. This is that, but in a refined and really beautifully calculated way. It just makes a lot more sense than a Fortress of Arrogance in the sense of, this is where you expect a Commissar to be, as close to the front lines as possible. So
the Fortress of Arrogance was a linchpin in a defence. Commissar Graves and her vehicle is an assault vehicle getting to the front. Yeah. It's travelling from point to point.
Well done, sir.
Armies grow around the Fortress of Arrogance. Commissar Graves is the surgical strike.
Yep. No. Well, very well said. I appreciate that. That was really good. Yeah, right. Well, how'd our hour-long video go? Good, hey?
Pretty good. Like double the length, and that's cool. That's cool. It's not like we have other things to do, like sleep, or I probably should be spending time with my family. I'm not going to, but I probably should. Now,
no, it's not.
Yeah, that is
How do we end
basically.
These?
How do we end these?
We've forgotten. Do you want to do a quote?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I have a quote.
Do you have one?
I can get one. I'm about to get one. Maybe I don't. Oh, wait. Here we go. Let's try this one on. As we have seen, the supply needs of an Imperial Guard regiment are vast and complex, with each guardsman requiring constant resupply to keep him or her in a state of readiness. There you go. That's pretty good. Attributed to the Imperial Minotaurian Manual.
Yeah, okay. There's a one I know that I like that's a little bit better. There will be no evacuation. There will be no cowardice. There will be no defeat. This is our city. This is our world. Soldiers of Armageddon, make ready. That's obviously Sebastian Yarrick.
I thought it was the Lord Mayor of Melbourne. Sorry. I'm sure I heard him say it.
Yeah, the enemy forces of Sydney are on their way.
Yeah, they're knocking on the door. All right, let's end it. We've gone too far. All right, take care. See you guys.
Bye, Gregory's.